Yeah! What's up, guys? We're out here on the brand new 2019 Cannondale Habit. Man, this is all new bike this year, and Cannondale really changed up a lot of stuff. I'm on the top tier Habit 1 build, carbon, and go to their website and check out all the stuff, but I mean, it's as nice as it gets. XTR brakes and drivetrain, the new 12-speed XTR Shimano stuff, and super nice bike. It came in at about 28 pounds. Just been climbing on it this morning so far, and you know, climbing, I've climbed with it in the open position on the shock, and then in the middle position, which would be like the trail position, and that's where I preferred it on this one. It just, you know, makes it scoot along just a little bit better. Not a whole lot of real technical climbing, but just pedaling along just feels nice. Picked this bike up from the guys over at Salt Cycles. They are Utah's newest Cannondale dealer. They've got tons of inventory in stock for Cannondale, but they've also got other brands as well: Yeti, Pivot, Ibis. And anyway, they're in Sandy, Utah. Go check them out if you're local. If you're not local, then just hop on the website and check it out. It's just the do everything kind of bike, and so I'm excited to see how this thing descends today. It climbs fine. It reminds me kind of my for those of you who follow the channel, I used to ride a Rocky Mountain Instinct, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of that. Just the way it fits and the way it pedals along the trail. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, go check out some of my other videos with similar bikes in this category. Subscribe and stick around. I'm currently riding an Ibis Ripley, and real similar bike to this. And before that, I owned the Pivot Trail 429, which again, same category, kind of that mid-travel 120, 130 mil travel 29er. Anyway, let's get to the top. I got Sam here with me. Thanks for coming along, Sam. Sam rides all the bikes, so it's always fun to have him around. All right, Jacob's ladder on the Cannondale Habit. Hey, that feels pretty good. Oh man, that horse link suspension just feels super active already. There we go. Now, Cannondale has you setting this bike up at 22 millimeters of 22% travel, and that's a little less than most bikes I do, and it climbed real well. Descending feels good. Still has some decent pop to it. There we go. Man, these new XTR Trail 4-piston brakes feel amazing. All right, so we just got off the kind of higher speed, more technical type trail. Now we're on just a flow trail. This 130 Habit, 130 mil travel Habit did pretty good up there. The front felt like it was getting a little bucked around. I had to mess with the, nice Sam. I had to mess with the rebound a little bit, and I think we got it kind of more where I want it. And I'll tell you real quick, these 130 millimeter travel, 120 millimeter travel 29ers are so fun on these fast, flowy trails. Just really efficient, fun. It's a great place to test kind of what kind of life this bike's got in it. Nice. So you can still pop off stuff with this bike. It's not quite as lively as maybe some of the other bikes in the category that I've been riding. It has a more planted feel, I would say. I wonder what this bike would ride with a 44 mil offset fork. Wonder what that would be like. I'll tell you, the back end, the rear end of this Cannondale feels really planted and just smooth. I really like it. It reminds me a lot of my Rocky Mountain Instinct. Okay, I've had to mess with this fork 3 different times now, and I think I've got it right where we need it, where it's fast enough to feel playful, but still has good enough grip. It's like every time, nice Sam, every time I'd kind of get it to where it'd be playful, I'd lose all the grip in the front. So I think I got it in a good spot now. Don't know why it took so long to set this bike up, but wonder what this bike, in fact, I've been thinking this all along, like, wonder what this bike would feel like with a longer fork, like 150. Whoa, just lost traction again a little bit. Hey guys, I just got back from my ride on the new 2019 Cannondale Habit, and it was pretty sweet, you know. This is the type of bike that can go out and do anything. In fact, to be honest with you, after riding it today, the rear, it's only 130 millimeters of travel in the rear with a DPX2 rear shock, but it felt awesome, as good as any bike I've ridden in the last couple months. You know, it's just felt really planted, but still had some decent pop to it. The reach and everything, I was on a size medium, I'm 5'8". It felt good. I had a hard time with the length of the seat post. I couldn't get the dropper in far enough, so I was like maxed out on my pedal strokes. So I didn't love that. You know, I might have to ride a 125 dropper if I ended up buying this bike. How the bike actually felt on the trail, it didn't feel as quick or fast side to side as like the Pivot Trail 429 or the Ibis Ripley. It actually felt overall more like the Specialized Stump Jumper, oddly enough. That's 150 millimeter travel front and rear. But that's kind of the bike it reminded me the most of. It also reminded me a little bit of my old Rocky Mountain Instinct, but not as light and lively feeling. It had a more planted feeling to it for sure. And I think if I was interested in buying this bike, I would probably over fork it and put a bigger fork on it and make this like a real go out and handle some heavy business trail bike. That would be pretty rad, I think. It didn't feel as like poppy and light on its feet as some of the other bikes in the category. You know, for those of you who don't know, I currently own and ride an Ibis Ripley, which is kind of similar to this bike, but it feels much more nimble and quick. This feels, I'm trying to think of bikes that it feels like, so if you guys have demoed them, you could have an idea of what it's like, but kind of more like a Santa Cruz Hightower or even the Specialized Stump Jumper is what it reminds me of most. It still climbed awesome. I thought it climbed well. I climbed with it in the trail position, so just one click closed, one click away from open, I guess is how you say that. And I thought it climbed really well. I'd probably spec with some different tires because these tires are heavy, but you know, you could tell Cannondale wanted to make a good trail bike, something I could go out and hammer. In the past, they've always done kind of some proprietary type shocks or forks with their lefty, and you know, this is just standard Fox shocks suspension, and it totally felt like it meant business, like it wanted to go out and do trail work, you know. So for an all-arounder, it's definitely one to go look at. Salt Cycles in Sandy, Utah is the newest Cannondale dealer in Utah, and they've got a ton of inventory of Cannondales right now. And one thing I wanted to mention also is the price point. This is a bike that starts at like $2,100. So they have an aluminum frame for $2,100, and it goes all the way up in aluminum up to about $5,000, and their carbon frames start at about $4,000. So pretty decent price points for what you get. Again, I love the Horselink suspension platform. I think it climbs well. It's super active when descending. You can still pump through all the turns. It just is not quite as responsive or quick as like the Ibis Ripley or the Pivot Trail 429. So anyway, I hope this was a helpful review. I had a fun time riding the bike. It took me a minute to get the front end sorted out. Again, I'd like to ride it with a beefier fork on it. I think that would be pretty rad. So thanks for watching the channel. I hope it's helpful to you. Subscribe and like it, and we'll see you on the next one. Yeah, Cannondale has a trail bike. That's pretty cool. Oh wait, let me change the angle because now you're jumping. I want it a little bit higher. Nice. Nice. Oh, you gotta grab a brake for that one. Yeah, that Feels like it jumps good. That rear end of this bike is the most impressive part of the bike, for sure. The rear end feels really, really awesome. I think it would be awesome with like a Lyric or a Fox 36 up front somehow. It just feels deep and good. It ramps up really smooth. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love the rear end of this bike. For some reason the front end doesn't have as much traction for me. Been kind of messing around with that fork all day. Nice, Sam. Little catch berm here. Oh yeah, that's sweet. I love that catch berm. So good. Yeah. Oh, this is where Sam's gonna drop me. He's fast. Dude, heck yeah, that was fun. Well, the bike got better and better throughout the day, for sure. The rear end felt awesome, dude.
Yeah.